Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be making an updated hero wishlist guide for 2026. Let's get right into it. So for the Lightbearer S level heroes, the two big heroes still are going to be Sonya and Siren. Sonya for Dream Realm, Siren for PvP, and Rowan is going to be another great addition. You can pick up one copy of early and then eventually build him out. And his use is going to be AFK stages and some Dream Realm usage as well. Now the only other hero to mention here is going to be Perseus. He is a PvP hero and he is pretty good if you can Paragon upgrade him later. And your big two Paragon targets are going to be Siren and Perseus because these are the best two PvP heroes in the Lightbearer S level. Although Rowan is also good in PvP, so you can also invest into him for Paragon. Moving to the A level Lightbearers, Hugin and Zany are the big two. Hugin is really good for AFK stages, for Dream Realm and PvP. He's good in all areas and he does very well. He's going to be the most important A-level Lightbearer to build up first. Zany as well because she has Dream Realm usage, some AFK stage usage, and so she is going to be the second most important. After both of these are done, Sinbad will be the third. Sinbad is very niche now, but he sometimes occasionally does have Dream Realm usage. And then after Sinbad, it really is up to you. There are some other priorities such as Merrily for Ravage Realm as a damage dealer option. We do though, however, have Sylvan coming, and I believe he's an A-level Lightbearer and he may outshine Merrily potentially. And then there's also Faye, who did have use in Nocturne Adjudicator, but this season probably Isabella is going to be outperforming her. But basically Faye is another option to consider here for the A-levels. And for Paragon upgrades, I would just say Hugin and Zany upgrade their Paragons. That is the most valued thing here. For the S-level Maulers, there are Galahad and Smokey, the big two. Galahad for Endless Dream Realm, she is the queen. And also she's having AFK stage usage, pretty good in PvP. So you'll eventually even want to Paragon upgrade her. But definitely build her first, build Smokey first. Smokey is really good for Dream Realm. He's good for AFK stages early on. He is not good in PvP, but he more than does his job in Dream Realm, especially in Endless as a damage dealer. However, there are important other S-level Mauler heroes, quite a few of them. Nazric to plus 10 exclusive equipment will help you for pre-Endless Dream Realm, although he is being a bit phased out of that. So I would probably, honestly, if I had to go like back to a new account, I would probably prioritize Mikola and Shakira. Now, Mikola can work at one copy early on, but eventually you will want a Supreme Plus for full value. And Shakira, he needs to be at Mythic Plus 10 exclusive equipment before he gets really any meaningful value. So they are an investment. However, they do have niche usage in Dream Realm or boss content occasionally. So I do consider these two heroes very important and probably the third and fourth priorities. Or you can opt for Nazric before them and get Nazric up to Mythic Plus 10 exclusive equipment. That is his big point. Those are really the big five Mauler S levels. There's also Zandrock, who's good for AFK stages. However, that's not a major priority. He can work at one copy as well. But eventually, if you've built everything else, you can build up Zandrock as well. Now, for Paragon upgrade priority, I would say Galahad, because she's also good in PvP and she's a Dream Realm damage dealer. Along with her, Zandrock is good in PvP. So I would probably have to say Zandrock as the second best S-level Mauler for Paragon upgrades. Although if you want to go for the PvE route, if you Paragon upgrade Smokey, it will slightly boost his damage. Not really enough to matter in my opinion. Like, it obviously does matter, makes a difference, but it isn't the most efficient thing because it's going to be a waste for PvP. You can also Paragon upgrade Shakira for PvP. He does well in Theodore, Shakira clumps in PvP, so that is basically it for the S-level Maulers. Now moving to the A-level Maulers, we now have Corden, and Corden definitely is going to be a mainstay on your A-level Mauler wish list because he is the best buffer for pre-Endless Dream Realm that you can have on a team. He really is good, and he's in multiple top boss teams this season, and probably will remain meta in seasons to come as well. So Corden definitely, and you want to get him all the way up to Supreme Plus for his full buffing value. And Coco should also be here on the banner, because Coco has that damage reduction and protection for your team, which can be useful for pre-Endless Dream Realm. Although now really there have been other options like Sleece even and Valara. But like Coco is still good, but do pick up one copy of Kruger because that will help you in AFK stages. It's usable, and then build up your Coco. And your third Mauler is going to be Kruger now, because Kruger has Dream Realm usage and fully building him up, a bit of bonus damage. So really, these three are the big A-level Maulers now. Odie used to be big, but now he is not used at all. Like other than sometimes in Ravage Realm. Honestly, Odie has just been completely power crept out of the meta. But you could build him up next or whoever you really want. But yeah, I guess I would maybe build Odie after that. And Citrana can be used in PvP. She's okay, but she mainly got really hard countered by a hero like Mahira because then Citrana cannot provide her sparks to get off her debuffs. It becomes really delayed and awkward. And so that is a problem. So yeah, that is it for the A-level Maulers. And for Paragon upgrades, I would say Coco and, you know, I mean, if you're building Citrana for PvP, you decide which hero you're investing in for PvP, or just more stats for Corridon by Paragon upgrading him. Okay, moving to the Wilder. Wilder S level is also very stacked with heroes, and this is a tough one. Now, to begin with, for a beginner player, I think Valar and Ravion should be your heroes. Valar is essential. She's good for AFK stages and Dream Realm. And Ravion, he is good for PvP. He's good for Dream Realm. And so they definitely have their usage. After you've done building these heroes up, Iron to Mythic Plus is really good for AFK stages and kind of does become necessary. And then now even Florabelle for Doomscore Dream Realm boss, because we have the Doomscore Dream Realm boss this season. It's probably going to stay on next season, maybe even another season to come. And also because now we have Aurora, who is buffing up summoners. Florabelle is a really good ally for Aurora, basically the best ally for Aurora as of right now, because Florabelle is the best summoner we have before Aurora. So I would say Florabelle number 4 probably to build up here, honestly, and that sounds crazy. However, from a purely PvE angle and Dream Realm boss content, Florabelle will be more important than the other heroes we will mention. And then after that, Lily May is a PvP hero, but she's very good in PvP, and Tassi also a PvP hero, and she's fine. She's an ultimate based nuker. She has survival in her kit, and she definitely, you can pull her off in PvP. But now, if you're starting the game right now, you know, because there's so many S-level Wilders to build, you might not even make it to Tassi. And for Paragon upgrade priority, it is Lily May, or so not this guy, Lily May and Tassi. These are the two big Paragon upgrades you want on your account. Tassi has a damage nuker, and Lily May has utility as well as damage for PvP content. Or you can even Paragon upgrade Valara, because that is, or Ravion. Ravion's also a big Paragon upgrade priority because he's very good in PvP as a buffer and some damage and, you know, some protection. He's very good in PvP. And Valara, she doesn't need Paragon upgrades unless, you know, you're the higher spender category, in which case her Paragon upgrades will help you a bit in AFK stages and Dream Realm. Now, for the A-level Wilders, also there are quite, well, I don't know about quite, but there are definitely, the top 2 are Pheromore and Theodore. There's no question about that. Theodore is a must-have for AFK stages, and also very good for PvP once he gets his plus 10 exclusive equipment. Pheromore is really good for Dream Realm, also AFK stages. He can't even be used in PvP technically. So these are the 2 big heroes you want to build up first. Now, after you're done building these heroes, it really comes down to, do you want to fill out your roster? So Almus does have some niche AFK stage use, but really nowhere near the usage of Theodore. Lenya is good for pre-endless Necrodrake and Dream Realm boss, which we do have this season, but who knows about next season if we're going to have it stay on even longer. And Damien can be a good support for PvP, and he has some occasional, like, no, I mean, that's basically it. And apart from that, Laika, she has some buffing use. She was actually not bad in Nocturne Judicator, but she's not the best option there, basically. And that's why, like, you know, some people have passed on Laika. And then you have Persa for battle drills, basically, which is not a priority. And for Paragon upgrade priorities, definitely Theodore, because he is a very good PvP hero. And honestly, I would probably do Pheromore as well. Because you can use them in PvP, and also it's just going to increase his stats for AFK stages, which is helpful. And now finally, the Graveborn S level Shmira, definitely, she's still the queen of pre-endless Dream Realm. She's a very good hero in early game. She can even be used in AFK stages. Shamir is a very, very solid hero. She has to be on your wish list. And Damon as well now, kind of really important. Damon has some Dream Realm usage. He has AFK stage usage. He's very good in PvP. So all around good hero. The other important heroes here to mention are Thorin and Ludovic. Now, I would say probably honestly, well, it depends, right? Right now we have the King Croaker Dream Realm boss, and for that you need to use Thorin at Mythic Plus because he's going to take the insta kills of the boss. And so Thorin has that unique role that other heroes can't fill as well. And then also Thorin has a debuff to increase damage taken by the boss. That is also helpful early game, and you can use that one copy of Thorin. So you do want to pick up one copy of Thorin early on in order to get that debuff value for Dream Realm. And then you do want to get him to Mythic Plus. However, you may want to upgrade Ludovic before Thorin. The problem with Ludovic's very good in PvP. But that's basically it now, because in Dream Realm content, he has been overshadowed by Gala. Gala has outperformed him and basically kicked him out of the meta, whereas before, Ludovic was in the meta for Endless Dream Realm. So that's basically the issue. Ludovic is still really good for Rally Realm and kind of necessary if you want to compete for top ranks there. But because of the Dream Realm lack of usage now, really he isn't the top priority to be building. And for Paragon upgrades, it is Shamira. She's good in PvP, Damon good in PvP, and Ludovic good in PvP. Those would be the big three in my opinion. You can also invest into Igor once all of these other three are done for PvP content as a staller, but Igor isn't the best hero, and also he needs very specific comps to work. Now for the Graveborn A levels, this is also a tough one now. Now, definitely, I want to keep Velka here. That's like no question, because for Blightstream Dream on boss, some boss content, and you have your Velka as Supreme Plus, Velka is in the top teams or in some really good solid team options out there. So Velka is a really overall solid hero. The reason this has become such a difficult decision is because of Shadewing. Shadewing has now made it to top boss team meta for some pre-endless bosses, but I don't know how long this is actually going to last for. And also, some of the teams need him to be like heavily invested, like plus 15 exclusive equipment, which is not really realistic for most of the majority of players to invest into a hero like Shadewing. So that is where it's awkward. Like overall, I consider Bonnie probably a more solid hero overall. That's why I would say probably build her first, because she has some AFK stage use, some Dream Realm use, but not like anything. She's not going to be in the overall top team generally for Dream Realm, where Shadewing can be. But Shadewing, I don't know how long he's going to be in the top team for Dream Realm, and also sometimes he needs insanely high investment, otherwise he's not really even worth running. So this is the issue. However, I would say that after you're done with Velka and Bonnie, this is the other problem. We have Isabella too. But Isabella and Shadewing should be your next two, in my opinion, if you're going purely from a Dream Realm PvE standpoint, which is usually the route most players go, because then you can earn more resources from Dream Realm. Now, Isabella is going to be best in the Nocturne Judicator Dream Realm boss, and that is more than enough reason to be building her, but she can work at low copies early on, hopefully, so that is good. And Shadewing, he is the best in some Dream Realm bosses, but only it will be for pre-endless, and we don't know how long this is going to last. So this is the other thing which makes it a little bit of a precarious situation, right? But they are going to be important PvE heroes. Now for PvP, there's Kallen and Nero, and Kallen is the best. Honestly, if I have to pick one Graveborn A-level hero to be best in PvP, it is Kallen, because of his protection he provides, damage reduction to your allies, and his Supreme Plus skill upgrade he recently got. He's really good in turtle teams for PvP, like, you know, protect your Shamira comp and wait for her to get off her ultimate. It's really strong. And Nero, he's really good because he can take enemy Lily May interruptions. He can even deal AoE damage of his own. He can spread Bonnie debuffs. He's a good hero for PvP. So these are the PvP, like basically Paragon upgrade priorities. Even Bonnie can be used in PvP, a good debuffer. And yeah, that's value. But Kallen, I would say, is the most important Paragon upgrade priority, because he is the most meta PvP hero out of even the three. I honestly have to say even more meta than Bonnie, but they are close. But yeah, so that's why basically you guys can understand that this was a hard decision for the Graveborn A levels here. Okay, so that was a lot to cover, but now we're moving over to the Epic Recruitment Versus. Now, Epic Recruitment Versus is very simple. Number one, only put S-level heroes on your Epic Recruitment. That is the number one important thing. Do not put A-levels. It is not efficient. Now, number 2, always keep Pandora here, even after she's maxed, because you'll want to get extra copies to Paragon upgrade her, and Pandora is only available on the Epic Recruitment wishlist. Now, why Pandora? Because she is really good in Dream Realm, Endless Dream Realm, as a damage dealer, and she's very good in PvP. So, like, you need to keep her on your wishlist permanently for the Epic Recruitment until you have Paragoned her. Okay, now after that, there are other heroes. So for an early game player, these are honestly, I would have to say, the top 4 heroes to be building first. There are a lot of good heroes to be building, like we all covered already in the regular wishlist recap. However, Shmira is a queen of pre-endless damage. You want to rush to building her as quickly as you can, or at least a plus 10 exclusive equipment. Galahad is likewise a queen of endless Dream Realm. For once you get to endless stage of Dream Realm, Galahad deals basically dominates as hard as Shmira dominates from pre-endless. And so if you have both of these heroes built, you're set for pre-endless, you're set for endless, and both have use in AFK stages, both have use in PvP. So they're just overall solid heroes. Valar is a really, really important all-around solid hero for AFK stages. Becomes necessary for Dream Realm, pre-endless bosses, almost always use. You can't even use her in endless if you're limited on options. So she's a very important hero. And then we have Smokey. Smokey, now with the rise of Gala, Smokey has become really dominant for Endless Dream Realm. Basically, almost every Gala team will be joined up with Smokey on the same team, because Smokey is going to provide attack and haste buff to Gala and her clone, and that is a lot of value. And then he also deals HP loss damage with his blue aura. So those are the big ones. Although, if you want to, you can put Iron on here. You can put Ravion on here. Because basically what I would say is try to have Mauler or Wild heroes on your Epic Recruitment wishlist. Because we talked about it. There are so many important Wilder S levels to be building. And then also important Mauler S levels to be building. And so if you have your Epic Recruitment wishlist with multiple Mauler heroes or multiple Wilder heroes, you're going to get them done quicker and then move on to the next priority. Because, like, for example, the Lightbearers, they really only have Siren and Sonya and maybe Rowan if you want. And then you can focus on PvP after that. So, like, that is why it's, like, you should probably not be putting a Lightbearer hero here. But, like, the stacked factions, like the Wilders, like the Maulers, you do want to have those heroes filling up your Epic Recruitment wishlist. Now, moving on to the Stargaze Station, the final section. Mihira is the hero you want to summon for first as a new player and just get just one copy of her. The reason for that is she is going to make your life a lot easier in AFK stages. She's going to allow you to push much further in AFK stages. That's going to progress you, gain more experience points, and level up faster. And that is really important. The value of that is definitely enough to warrant getting that one copy of her before anything else. But then after you're done with the one copy of Mihira, you're going to go all in on the twins. Not just one copy, not 2 copies. You're going to go all the way until the twins are at Supreme Plus, which is 14 copies, by the way, because that is where they get their maximum value. And they are, because twins are the face of AFK Journey, they're going to be in every one of your Dream Realm boss top teams. They're going to be used in AFK stages in an early game standpoint, and they can even work in PvP. So yeah, the Mihira and twins, these are going to be the 2 key heroes, but Mihira only needs 1 copy. Do not go beyond that for a new game player, and then twins all the way to Supreme Plus. Now, after you're done with these 2, and if you're a newer player right now, you'll probably have to check an updated information, because right now, currently how the meta is, it is going to be Rainier up to Mythic Plus next, because that only takes 8 copies, and Rainier is used for pre-endless Dream Realm bosses, and if you have them at Mythic Plus, it will allow you to outscore any player who does not have Rainier at Mythic Plus. So overall, Rainier is a really good support, basically, out of the Celestial Hypogean faction. However, we are going to be getting a Hypogean support coming up soon, like in just a month in phase 2. And we don't know what type of skill set that hero is going to have. If there is any chance of Rainier being power crept, that is important information. But right now, we just don't know it, right? So for right now, it still is Rainier next. Other than Rainier, though, there are other heroes who are good in Dream Realm currently. Those are going to be Alicet, Mihira, And by this, I mean building up Mihira, not just one copy. If you want to invest in her for Dream Realm, where she is doing well, you will have to build her up all the way to Supreme Plus for maximum value, and then Baelran. So Alicet, Mihira, Baelran, these are kind of the three big ones for Dream Realm damage dealers, for endless Dream Realm damage currently, and they are kind of all considered staples and important to build. The advantage of Mihira is she also is very good in AFK stages, and Supreme Plus is going to help you in AFK stages further. So Mihira is a really solid investment. Alicet, though, she is kind of the top damage dealer right now for Endless Dream Realm, but that can always change as new heroes come out and power creep happens. That's just how AFK Journey is structured. So that is why, you know, and Alicet has some use in PvP, definitely, but if she loses her her performance in Dream Realm due to power creep, then it's going to really hurt the people who did invest into her. And Baelran, the thing about him, he's not the best of Dream Realm. However, he's really good in AFK stages, and he is going to be eventually essential, especially for the Phase 2 and Phase 3 towards the end of the season, mid to end of the season, for AFK stage pushing. And so Baelran is very important to also be building on your account for those reasons. Apart from that, then there's just a lot of different options here. We have two other stragglers, Fresra and Harak, who are on the verge of being extinct from Dream Realm, but sometimes they do appear with their usage, and Ravage Realm, they do also appear with some usage. So these two heroes, it's honestly whatever you want to do with them, but it isn't very recommended to be building them in today's, like, now, the current standpoint basically we're at. For PvP, there are a bunch of options, but I want to talk about Alna, actually, because Alna is a hero who is now really good in AFK stages, but like really only if you have Saida as well. So Saida and Alna I kind of group very similarly. Saida is really the queen of AFK stages, and you need to build her if you want to push cutting edge in AFK stages. There's no other option. You have to build Saida. However, after your Saida is done, Alna is probably the other, along with Mihira, like being built all the way to Supreme Plus. Building Alna is also going to be very crucial, because there are almost this phase, basically almost every record formation when we were pushing at high deficit in AFK stages, it was using Alna and Saida together, because the combo is so strong. Alna provides so much protection, which is really useful for high level AFK stages, because otherwise the enemies just blow up your entire team. So Alna is very essential for AFK stage pushing. As well, she's really good in PvP. She's a beast in PvP. She protects your hyper carry really well, whether it's range, whether it's melee. She's very strong. So like, honestly, Saida and Alna are both very strong heroes, but they're not for Dream Realm. They're for AFK stages and PvP. And Alna shines more in PvP, and Saida shines more in AFK stages, but really you need both of them for AFK stages, and ideally both of them for PvP, and yeah, that's kind of what you want. And yeah, I think we're gonna basically call it that, because I could talk for ages about all the different heroes we have here, but those are really the key ones, the important ones that you want to consider in your investments. So hopefully this video is helpful, and good luck if you are going to go for your summons right now. Good luck with that. If you have any other tips you would like to share, or any questions about your wish list, feel free to let us know in the comment section down below. But thank you guys all so much for watching. That is going to be it for this video, and if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video in a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark this link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.